YouTube, this is the LA Prepper, and it's time for everyone's favorite game. Favorite game. Favorite's how a 3-year-old would say it. I'm like 10 times older than a 3-year-old. Anyways, what did I get from the 99-cent store? Well, I didn't get this at the 99-cent store. This is 6 layers of volcanic filtration water. Client gave me this. Awful thoughtful of them. Also have 2 extra. I guess 8 is the normal amount, but I got 10 donut holes for $1 at my favorite donut place. So enough with the, this is a battery because I was at a client's house today putting together a thing in the backyard and managed to secure a little more business in the future with a planter. Wasn't really trying to upsell, but it just kind of happened naturally. So without further ado, let's take a look at what I got. So we got some grapes. Good looking grapes. I thought they were going to be $1, but I figured maybe they'd be more. So they were actually 99 cents a pound, but that's all right. Gotta eat fruits and vegetables. Speaking of fruits and vegetables, we got some apples. Put those over in the fruit section. Got some bananas. Put those in the fruit section. Here's our receipt. Keep that here. Tuna was on sale, so I grabbed myself another can. Who is sending? Somebody just sent me a text, sorry. Somebody sent me a picture of something for some reason. Tuna in water. I don't like tuna in oil. It just, like when you drain the tuna, you just end up with oil all over your hands. So you can rinse the tuna water off kind of easily. It's not the worst thing in the world, but trying to rinse tuna oil, you have to wash your hands. It's just kind of a pain in the ass. So when you're prepping, when you're bugging out, you're not going to want to have oily tuna. Remember that. Life pro tip. Got our favorite frozen dinner mix, samosas and pancake sausage corn dogs. Very, very good. Okay, not very, very good, but I enjoy them. Buttermilk biscuit mix to go with some baked beans. I like this mix because it's just water and the biscuits, whereas the cornbread and banana bread is an egg, and I ate my last egg because I was hungry and I didn't buy eggs because I was on a budget. Because it's the end of the month and that's what happens sometimes, is you have to scrimp and save. So let's put this over in the carb section. Got Raisin Bran because I like Raisin Bran. Got some milk. I had kind of a big headache on Wednesday, and I think the milk I had was sort of getting a little bit old. I don't know. It wasn't chunky, but there was sort of a little bit of stuff in it. It didn't really smell that bad, but it didn't smell that good either. So, I don't know. Maybe I should write down the date that I opened this and see how long it lasts. I'll put this over in dairy. Got some cranberries. These are cranberries and jerky. Going on a hike, so we're probably going to take some grapes, banana, some apples, some jerky, cranberry. Going to have a lot of snacks for the hike. I could do something normal like pack a sandwich, but that's kind of, by the time you get the cheese and the bread and the lunch meat, I don't have any mayo. I guess I could eat bologna sandwiches, but I'm not the biggest fan of bologna. But maybe I should buy it just because it's cheap. I guess I could make a hot dog sandwich, but I'm not a big fan of food that's left at room temperature. So if I start a hike at 8 in the morning and I eat lunch at 12, that sandwich has been at room temperature for 4 hours, and I'm not a big fan of that. So I guess I could do a vegetarian sandwich. That would be a better option for that. Put the cranberries and fruit. We'll put the beef, or actually it's pork jerky. I actually had to dig for this. The other ones are 7 grams, but this one is a 10-gram pack. It's a little bit more, and it was behind a couple other ones, so I had a good find on that. Got some ramen noodles, or Nissin noodles, cup of noodles, shrimp. I didn't get the spicy kind. I do like the spicy kind, but the only problem with the spicy shrimp is that everything you eat for 4 hours after it tastes like spicy shrimp, so it's kind of annoying. I would like to take one of these with me hiking. The only problem is we're not really supposed to be doing stuff with stoves in the in Angeles National Forest. So unless I found a way to heat up the water with the sun, which is possible. In fact, that would be a very, very fascinating challenge, to bring up some plastic and see if I could make a water lens to heat up some water. That would be a really cool challenge. I don't know if the rest of the people I'm hiking with would be so entertained with my efforts, or maybe they'd be entertained. I don't know if they'd be impressed unless it worked. But, all you need is what? 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess if you did a tripod lens, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sticks. Anyways, some hot dogs to get some protein in my life. Angus beef. One thing a butcher taught me a long time ago was that whenever it says mechanically separated, that's kind of like a really low grade of meat. So always try to avoid anything that says mechanically separated on it. Another Life Pro grocery tip. I'll leave these for last. You know what that is. Macaroni. I almost got 2 boxes. Almost. But I only got 1 because I was trying to keep myself clearly under $20. We'll put this over in the carb section. Although there is some protein in here, I think, after it's prepared. Even before it's prepared, there's 11 grams of protein. Oh, it's funny. It doesn't change the amount of protein when it's prepared, even though... Oh, I don't have any butter either. Darn it. God, it's aggravating. I swear one of these days I'm going to make shopping lists, but I just never do. Pork and beans, because pork and beans. Might actually put this in the fridge. It kind of gets warm, and in my apartment, I don't really like 75-degree beans. Got some crackers just to kind of help with the hunger, take to school. Good on they're not great on a hike. I only say that because there's an amount of salt in them. Let's see, how much salt per serving? 125 milligrams for 5 galletas. Where's the other side? Yeah, 5 crackers. So, if I eat a whole thing of crackers, that goes from 5% of my daily there's 30 servings per container. 5, 4, 7. No, that can't be right. 150 crackers. I guess that's about right. So 150 divided by 4 is like 37. Yeah, 75, 37 and a half. So you're eating 5 servings, so that 5% of the daily value turns into 25% of the daily value. And salt has a habit of can be a little bit dehydrating, so you kind of need to make sure you're drinking a lot of water. A real fun trick at a restaurant, if you're ever at a restaurant and they have crackers, bet someone they can't eat 6 crackers with no water in under a minute. It's a lot harder than it looks. Or a lot harder than it seems, because your mouth gets so dry after the 3rd or 4th cracker, you just can't swallow and you just end up with this dry cracker mix in your mouth. It's, yeah. How to have fun at a restaurant like a 5-year-old by LA Prepper. Put this over in the carb section, and I guess that about does it, except our alternate. I wanted Sour Patch Kids regular, but they always run out because they're stupid. They don't know how to stock their stuff to last more than a couple days. They had tropical. I'm not really a fan of the tropical. Tropical's okay. I haven't got watermelon in a while, so first world problems. I had to get Sour Patch watermelon. Let's do a quick meal count. So it's 1, 2, 3. We'll call this 4, 5, 6. We'll call that 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and maybe 13 grapes, milk, and candy. So that's about 13 meals for $17.69. Maybe 12 meals. So less than $2 a meal. Not too bad. Could do with a few more fruits and vegetables, or at least some more vegetables. But I wasn't really liking any vegetables. I could have grabbed some broccoli. Broccoli's always good to have. I need to kind of develop a an always buy list. All this stuff I could basically buy every week, and I would completely eat it every week. So if I just added, broccoli, I actually have some carrots and potatoes. I have some vegetables in the fridge. I need to. Just been kind of warm, so I'm not really trying to, bake some sweet potatoes for an hour at 400 degrees and have my whole house just be warm and awful. My fan is the most god-awful annoying noise in the world, so I don't like to use it that much, but I gotta eat one of these. I'm starving. all this food here and I go for the donut, right? Till next time, YouTube. Well, like, comment, subscribe. Keep saving money on those groceries. If you don't go to the 99-cent store, granted you're not going to get everything there. They don't have a good meat selection. Vegetable selection is all right. Fruit selection is all right. Just try it. Try to go to the 99-cent store like once a month, twice a month. And just, pick up like stuff for cheap, like hot dogs for cheap, some tuna for cheap, those crackers, pretty cheap. I mean, the noodles are kind of going to be cheap anyways, but Raisin Bran, you pay for some brand name Raisin Bran, it's going to be a couple bucks. Cranberry's going to be a couple bucks. Macaroni might be a whole $1, maybe more. Jiffy might be $1. Pork and beans might be more than $1. Fruit and vegetables tend to be pretty affordable at the grocery store, but milk for $1, that might be $2 or something for that milk. It just everything's always more expensive at the grocery stores. So I encourage you to try the 99-cent store because you would be surprised how much food you can get for $17.69. Till next time, YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, and keep prepping.